Come on and let's go, crown state. Third eye blazing. Now I'm memory in the mirror. Self-I in the spine. The ancestors. Which ancestors are whispering? Is it whispering? Word no flex, just recognize. Acheive, amen. This is Dutchez, the spiritual doula. And excuse my voice. And excuse how I look, honey, because I'm in here minding my business. But I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about what I am doing. I know a lot of people have responded to the last video that I posted in my Ethereum school, which if you go to my YouTube, you will see what says courses at the top, and you can go to the school part, which is teaching about spirituality. But I also have where me and my children, we come together, and there's a couple videos that I started with us just having interactions and learning and talking and discussing biblical principles. And I know a lot of people roll their eyes up in the head when you talk about the Bible of any sort. But I think it's very important to understand, and overstand what is in those scriptures, okay? A lot of it is used throughout spirituality, whether you believe in Christ consciousness, Jesus, Yeshua, Moses, any of them characters in the Bible or not. Whether you believe that it was reconstructed, manipulated, which it was, you know, which it has been. And a lot of, like I said in my school, a lot of these texts have been manipulated. You think that they're going to just go overseas and find, or even here in the United States, scrolls have been found. You think that they don't bring them, you know, closer to themselves, analyze it, blot out what they, and only release what they want you to know? Yes, that's what they do. So I know a lot of people read a lot of different content and they're like, oh my God, this is it. This is the truth. Well, still, all it is because your soul and your spirit have connected and you have gotten a revelation. But baby, they took out what they wanted you to know and enough to keep you where you needed to be. So, like I said, me and my children, we had started doing videos of our interactions. And a lot of people have been like, wow, you know, and wanting to learn more. So we have some other people that are involved and will be involved. Okay, so what we will be talking about is spirituality, self-understanding, thank you so much, human interaction, life reasoning, and wisdom, and how to apply it. Okay, and we are coming out of the Ethiopian construct of the Bible. Okay, and that is because there is some great tools, some great foundations. Many people are more familiar with that, and many people have rejected it as well, and now they find themselves touching everything. You need a foundation, okay? And those stories that are there, you know, and how you read them, how you apply them, do matter. We are going to, as we go down this rabbit hole, touch other books of the Apocrypha and other esoteric knowledge and wisdom, okay? So I believe, since I have more people involved, I am a true believer that when I have people that come in, I can't jump them off at level 5, okay? I need to know what you know, where you're at, how you flow, and we're going to start all collectively, okay? So that's how I operate, okay? Now, however you jump in is how you jump in, but that's why I'm doing these videos, because when people jump in and whoever comes in more, go back and watch them videos, you know, go back and listen, go back and study, go back and go deeper, you know, within yourself, because it is important to understand not just spirit, but yourself and life, okay? We do need, in everything that we do, a guided study in spirituality, okay? In human interaction, how we interact with the spirit, how we tether ourselves in the earth realm and in heavenlies. So one thing, things that we're going to learn, which if you go back to the other videos for the school, if you go look into that course, I talk about what the ancients taught, how they taught it, and that purpose of that school is to get you to flow within yourself, within your gifts, okay? The studying course is so that you can understand more esoteric teaching, Christian mysticism, African spirituality, mysticism, you know, different things from the Hindu to the Buddhist, you feel what I'm saying? And understand how they all flow together. You know, we got all these titles, you know, this one's Methodist, you know, this one says I'm Israelite here, you feel what I'm saying? I'm just a Muslim. But baby, if you look deeper and you look at the concepts, you know, Kemetic knowledge and different things like that, they all flow together. What are you fighting over? Because when you dwell in spirit, you understand and overstand that it's all a big old puzzle. And when you have a relationship with spirit, you begin to pull that puzzle together and be like, oh, so what people fighting over there, you're standing strong within yourself and in your journey, okay? Because you realize it's bigger than even with the mundane mind and speaking and intellect and pride and ego and all that jazz, okay? So since I have newcomers, me and my children, we don't mind, because they've been taught this their whole life, so we don't mind, and we just go over stuff, starting fresh, honey, because we love it. The more the better. And like I said, the beginning of something, it should never be dismissed, okay? I don't care if you have 1,000 steps past that beginning. All of those steps matter, okay? So what we are going to learn, and I'm so excited to have expanded, this thing is expanding, is what is spirit, okay? Many people don't know, all right? Or understand or overstand, right? What is the difference between spirit, soul, mind, and body? How do we understand God, creation, human purpose? spiritual text beyond the surface level of interpretation, not what you've been taught in the church or not what your grandmama told you, but to really truly connect and understand and overstand, okay, what can these traditions that I'm going to talk to you about, what they teach us, okay? How do you understand wisdom, knowledge, and discernment? How do your thoughts and emotions experiences shape you? You know, we're going to talk about stuff like that, understanding yourself, understanding other people, communicate and resolve conflict. We are going to learn how to make better decisions, better choices in life, how to flow, okay, through spirit, how to balance both, you know, our earthly realm and our spiritual connection, okay? And how to apply spiritual knowledge to real life situations, okay? How to grow without becoming spiritually confused. That is important, okay? Or dependent on other people's opinions. That is important, okay? How do we turn knowledge into wisdom, character, and action? That is important. So those are the things that we are going to think. So right now, I just want to take a few minutes to explain what we're doing with this course, because this started something I was teaching my children, like I said, and as we've gone deeper, I've realized that there are other people who genuinely want to understand and understand these concepts. And I want to be very clear about what we're doing. This is not simply just a Bible study. I'm not trying to convert anybody, okay? This is not simply just a theological class, okay? I am a theologian, and I have my degree. I'm actually getting ready to graduate with a degree as well. So, and this is my passion. This is my life. This is how I live my life. This is how I walk. This is what has worked for me, okay? And no, I don't have $1 billion, you know, but that's not all. It's all cracked up to be either. You understand what I'm saying? How you live your life. What is your life? Some people are chasing things that maybe if it was meant for you, would it be there for you? You understand what I'm saying? You understand? And I'm going to go deeper in that as well. And this is not a class where we're going to memorize spiritual information. What we are building is a learning system to understand spirituality, ourselves, other people, life, and how to flow. Okay? Understanding the text of the different books that we will be reading through and going down that rabbit hole. Okay? And we're going to connect all of those things. Because this is a problem that I see a lot. People can know something, okay, but not know how to deal with people, not know how to flow within themselves, okay? People can talk about spirituality, but don't understand who they are, okay, fully, okay? They're not able to regulate themselves and balance, okay? People can quote, and this is what you see in the church. They quote scriptures, but don't know how to reason through the situation. People can have spiritual knowledge, and they also lack awareness, communication, discernment, conflict resolution, and critical thinking. And I do not want to teach my children information that they cannot actually use. I do not want to teach anybody that comes to me about anything that they cannot actually use. This is why we're doing it this way, okay? And I want you to understand also how to live with what you know, okay? All right? Connecting to yourself, connecting to spirit, okay? Oh, man, it's just going to be a powerful move, okay? You're going to have thoughts, you're going to have relationships, you're going to have experiences, you're going to have appointments, conflicts, decisions, okay? Eventually, you're going to have to decide in your life when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to your life, how am I going to live? How am I going to walk? So we're going to talk about that, okay? So we're going to talk about what is spirit. We're going to go down that rabbit hole, learning how to read and to interpret esoteric text. We're going to talk about that, tradition, knowledge versus wisdom, human interaction in life reasoning. We're going to talk about that. We're going to bridge together information, understanding, discernment, application, and wisdom. So this is going to be a powerful ride, and I'm so excited about it, okay? Because we need this thing. You may not think you need it, you know, that's on you, but somebody needs it, right? How do we actually grow? We're going to go down that rabbit hole, okay? I'm not trying to raise children who can just simply move and memorize and repeat information. My kids have their own journey, their own life. They have their own relationship with spirit. They have their own gifts. And but what I am teaching you is, like I said, how to embody what spirit is how it's moving and how to ground yourself, okay? To be able to walk in any situation in life and to discern what is happening, okay? What am I feeling? Why am I reacting this way? What it is, and to be able to tap in, okay? To all of that. So we are going down this rabbit hole. So if you're joining us, understand that we're not collecting spiritual facts. We are building a strong foundation. We are going to move from spirit self and all the way down to wisdom, okay? And we are going to grow, all right, to impact not only ourselves, but to learn how to even impact other people, okay? And the goal isn't for you to leave, of course, saying I know more spiritual information. The goal is to understand yourself better, people better, text better, what spirit is saying, learn how to hear and move and breathe with spirit, okay? How to question what you're being told as well, okay? All right? How to reason through difficult situations, how to communicate, how to discern, okay? And how to apply everything that you've heard or taught or learned to your life, okay? I realize that people are missing that. And even people who've been in religious constructs for 25, 30, 40 years, it's sad, you know, and it's time to go deeper, you know what I mean? Go for deeper understanding, wisdom, discernment, and learn how to grow effectively. So that's what we're building. We're studying spirituality still, okay? We are going to talk about all kinds of rituals and beliefs, and we're going to do some rituals and some practices as well. We are studying ourselves, and we're putting all those pieces together so that spiritual learning doesn't drown you. You understand what I'm saying? So that you can awaken effectively, and that you can have these videos to even share with somebody else as you're trying to even explain how to move spiritually. Okay, and then it can become something that you can actually live and work through in your life. So that is the goal. Okay, that is where we're moving. And I know I done came out here looking like this, but oh well, oh hell, as my friend would say. But I'm so excited, and we are going to commence every Sunday morning, okay, or evening, just depending on, because that's just the best day for me. I homeschool as well, which I'm so excited to be doing. And I work, I'm in school, and I have other things. So that is our most quietest day. That Saturdays, at the weekends, So, but Saturdays I'm usually like today, me and my son went over some things and this and the third. I try to let the kids relax because we have such a busy week. You feel what I'm saying? So that's it. That's all. This is Dutchess, a spiritual doula, and I just wanted to let you know what to look for next. And like I said, I'm so excited that everything is coming together. And let's go. I got what it needs, which I need, and what they need. And if you know anybody that needs a little bit structure on their journey, you feel what I'm saying? Just send them on by, and they can eat what they want and throw away the rest if that's the case. So you guys have a great day. Grace and peace. Ashe. Aho. Amen.